I think I have to ask you this. What's your favorite moment from Manchester Derby when you were a player?
A lot of people actually think it's the fourth goal at the Etihad when we win 4-1.
In 2004, right?
Yes,
yeah.
but
And you do like the robot dance?
I tell Peter Crouch I did it first. And when you get a man like Pep that's taken the Premier League in terms of football to a complete different place that anybody would have ever imagined, it's a fantastic achievement in whole on the club. And yes, wish I could have played in this era, but my part that I played was before this, and I was happy in doing that. No, it's actually my first Derby goal at Old Trafford. Scalzi won't be happy I'm saying this, but I nutmegged him on the way and managed to score at Old Trafford.
Hai, kita ketemu lagi lebih dekat dan saat ini saya sudah bersama dengan Shaun Wright-Phillips. Hi Shaun, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be here.
Okay, so this is very special because you came here to Indonesia, to Jakarta. You bring this guy. I think this is just one of the four, right?
Yep, just one of the four. I'm happy to be able to say that. I think the boys in general and the staff behind the scenes that don't get enough credit, that make it easier for Pep and the players to play the way they play, deserve everything they got this year, last year's season, sorry.
Okay, so as we all know, Manchester City has become one of the biggest and strongest team in the world maybe. But when you were there, you have never experienced times like this. What do you think about it? What do you think the difference between, you become the City player then and now?
I think there's a stage from the past that helped the club to get to where it is now. I think everybody, even before my time, played their part in allowing City to be City. And I think when the Sheikh takes over and there's that element of you can pick up certain players, they've still done it in the correct manner. And when you get a man like Pep that's taken the Premier League in terms of football to a complete different place that anybody would have ever imagined, it's a fantastic achievement in whole on the club. And yes, wish I could have played in this era, but my part that I played was before this, and I was happy in doing that.
Okay, and when you were in the Premier League, you have played for big teams like City and Chelsea, and your father is an Arsenal legend. Has it ever been a conversation between the two of you, about those differences?
Yeah, it's been an ongoing battle, especially last season. I think when Arsenal are at the top of the league, and he's getting the last laugh on everything at the minute, but he couldn't shrug us away, and in the end, Man City ends up with all the laughs, so I'm really, really hoping it's the same again this season.
Okay, so you grew up with a parent that had the same passion in football like you. What's the biggest lesson or advice that he gave to you and shaped you as a person, as a football player, and also you passed that lesson or advice to your son, who also chose to be a footballer?
I think my parents in general, my mum and my dad, were very good at letting me and my brother Bradley, in a way, I wouldn't say decide our own path, but he let us enjoy what we wanted to do, didn't really push us into anything. We decided ourselves, just growing up on the streets of South London or any green, that it was what we wanted to do, and they kind of left us in a way to our own devices, and it's pretty much what I've done with my little ones. I think if they're passionate about something, they will naturally learn and learn it well. So he kind of left us to do that, and we grabbed it with both hands, both of us.
Okay, so besides your father, who has inspired you to become a footballer? Maybe you have like a childhood idol?
My mum. I think growing up where we grew up, we always wanted to give our mum as easy a life as possible, and football seemed like a route that done both really. We got to do something we enjoyed and plus treat our mum the way we wanted to treat her. So I'd say mum was important for me.
What about the other football player?
I I was a massive fan of Paul Merson. I think growing up as a kid, they always tell you use both feet, and when you're going down the left, you have to use your left foot. But Paul Merson had the knack of just never using his left foot. Even if he was on the left wing, he still managed to use his right foot and put the ball in the box in the outside of his right boot. So I really loved watching him and a player called Anders Limper.
Okay, and I saw in one of your interviews, you said that Ashley Cole was the best player that you ever played against. How about the best player that you ever played with? I mean, in the same team, like in England or in club?
I always say Steven Gerrard. I think he was probably the most complete midfielder, especially in my time. When I first got into the England squad, the first pass he gave me made me realise, even in training, I have to be at my best to be on the level that he was on.
Okay, and as we know, many players, especially last season, they moved to Saudi Arabia and also MLS, and they become like very popular, those two leagues. What do you think about that?
It's football. I think you go to America, it's lifestyle. Some people say if you go to Saudi, it's about the money, but if you speak to the player in general, it might be them trying to put the Saudi league on the map in respects of being a bigger league than, say, France or Belgium. Every league starts somewhere, and I think this is where it starts in the Saudi league, and it is growing really, really quickly, and I think it's a league that's here to stay.
Okay. So right now, so many talented young players, especially in the Premier League. Who do you think like they have the biggest potential to be the next big star?
I'm a massive fan of Oscar Bob. Seen him play through pre-season, I know a lot about him because of my son used to train with him, and now he's getting his chance in little flicks and glimmers in the first team. It's great to see him come through, and I'm looking forward to see what he does going forward.
Okay, so this is a question from my fan actually. She want to know, do you play game like FIFA? And which team do you play?
It's FC24, just for the record, show your friend. But
okay.
Yes, I do, but I don't play with any teams. I just play pro clubs.
Okay.
And I just drop into games and just be one character instead of the whole team.
All right. I think I have to ask you this. What's your favorite moment from Manchester Derby when you were a player?
A lot of people actually think it's the fourth goal at the Etihad when we win 4-1. In 2004,
right?
Yes,
yeah.
But
and you do like the robot dance?
I tell Peter Crouch I did it first. No, it's actually my first Derby goal at Old Trafford. Scalzi won't be happy I'm saying this, but I nutmegged him on the way and managed to score at Old Trafford. And back then it was a hard place to score. It was a hard place to get anything from, and I managed to score there. So I think that was important to me then.
Okay, thank you so much, Shaun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a pleasant stay in Jakarta.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay guys, itu dia tadi wawancara saya bersama dengan Shaun Wright-Phillips. Sampai jumpa.